Rahim, Peshawar Public School and College. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we will discuss about unit number 9, Chemical Equilibrium, lecture number 4. The topic of discussion is industrial methods for the preparation of ammonia, nitric acid and sulphuric acid. So, dear students, along with the preparation of each chemical, there is a video provided to you. So when you prepare your notes, inshallah, so you consult these videos 3 or 4 times and make your notes in such a way that you discuss the history of each chemical, about the name of scientist, date, their preparation, and then applications or uses of the each chemical from this video to make your topics more impressive and attractive for your exams. So now we will start our lecture. So first of all, in your book, textbook, page number 10, 11, there is a general question provided, and this topic is mostly a general topic, but in most of the time in papers, a question may also come from this topic. So they have asked, like the question is, discuss how the components of atmosphere can be used successfully in producing important chemicals. So as we already know that atmosphere or air, it is composed of different gases, like nitrogen is about 78%, oxygen is about 21%, and the other gases, rare gases or noble gases, and carbon dioxide, they are up to 2%. These all are present. So now how we get these chemicals from the air, what is the process which is involved in the obtaining or getting of these gases from the air, and then these gases or these compound elements are used for the preparation of different chemicals. So except for the helium, helium is also one of the noble gas. It is extracted from the natural gas, but all other rare gases, as well as oxygen and nitrogen, they are extracted from the air by fractional distillation. And when they are obtained in the form of fractions by the process of fractional distillation, they are then used in the manufacture of different chemicals. Like here, three different chemicals we will discuss: nitric acid, ammonia, and sulphuric acid. Now, sulphuric acid. So the question arises now, what is fractional distillation? So fractional distillation is the process of separation of different components, liquid in the form of vapors, on the basis of difference in their boiling point. This is called fractional distillation. Like we will separate the different components of air on the basis of difference in their boiling point. Like that component will be separated first, which has less boiling point. It will evaporate first, and we will collect it in the form of vapors, and then we will condense it and use it in the form of liquid. And the other component which has higher boiling point, it will be separated later. So now we will discuss one by one about the industrial preparation of these chemicals. These chemicals may also be prepared in the laboratory, but here we are going to discuss about the industrial preparation of these chemicals, and in videos about the industrial preparations they have discussed. So the first is industrial preparation of nitric acid. So the name of the process which is used for the preparation of nitric acid, that is Berkeley-Land-Eyde process. And the following steps are involved in the preparation of Berkeley-Eyde process. Like number 1 is the formation of nitric oxide, which is NO. So for the formation of nitric acid, the nitrogen and the oxygen, they are obtained from the atmosphere. They will react with each other in the first step, and they result in the formation of nitric oxide. Like as shown in the chemical reaction, 1 mole of nitrogen gas, it will react with 1 mole of oxygen gas, and it result in the formation of 2 moles of nitric oxide. Step number 2 is the formation of nitrogen dioxide. So in this step, the nitric oxide, it is then further treated into excess of oxygen, and it results in the formation of nitrogen dioxide. Now, as given in the chemical reaction, 2 moles of nitric oxide in the gaseous form react with 1 mole of oxygen, which is also gaseous form. It results in the formation of 2 moles of nitrogen dioxide, which is also in the gaseous form. We will get it. Now, next is the step number 3, which is the formation of nitric acid, HNO3. So in this process, the nitrogen dioxide, which is obtained in the second step, it is dissolved in water, and nitric acid is obtained in the result. Along with the nitric acid, one of the byproduct, that is nitric oxide, is also obtained. Byproduct is that substance which we obtain, but we do not need, but actually like we are our target is to obtain nitric acid, but along with the nitric acid the bonus is nitric oxide also. So the nitric oxide, which is obtained as a byproduct here, it is used in the second step again, like during recycling process, and it again result when combined with the oxygen gas, it result in the formation of nitrogen dioxide. So there are 3 steps which are used for the formation of nitric acid. Now to observe the applications, history, and the detailed formation of the nitric acid, watch this video, and after watching video we will discuss about the extra points which you will need for the preparation of your notes.
About 60 million tons of nitric acid are made each year worldwide. Most is used to produce ammonium nitrate fertilizer. Ammonium nitrate is also used in explosives. Nitric acid is used in the making of nylon and for polymers that are used in sports clothing and swimwear. The raw materials for making nitric acid are ammonia and air. In the converter, nitrogen monoxide is formed. This is cooled and reacts with more air to produce a mixture of nitrogen dioxide and dinitrogen tetroxide. These gases are absorbed in water to produce nitric acid. In this plant, liquid ammonia is fed to the evaporator here. Ammonia is mixed with air here and passes to the converter. This is the absorber. Liquid ammonia is fed directly from the ammonia plant, which is close by on the same site. It is evaporated in this vessel using heat from the hot water produced later in the process. Air, the second raw material, is drawn from the atmosphere and compressed to a pressure of about 5 atmospheres. Filters are used to remove oil and dust from the air, which could poison the catalyst used later. The streams of air and ammonia are mixed here and passed to the converter, also called the burner. This is just the top of the ammonia burner. Inside the burner, the gases produce heat as they react to form nitrogen monoxide and steam. The reaction is catalyzed by a gauze of platinum and rhodium. Catalyst gauzes are changed every 3 to 4 months. The woven metals become poisoned and are returned to the manufacturer to be recycled. The reaction in the converter produces heat. The gas stream leaving the converter is cooled by water. This produces steam, which is used to drive a generator. In the gas stream, the nitrogen monoxide is oxidized by excess oxygen to a mixture of nitrogen dioxide and dinitrogen tetroxide. The mixture passes to the base of the absorption tower. The gases rise up the tower and through a series of slotted trays. Water runs down the tower. A reaction occurs to produce an approximately 69% solution of nitric acid. This is the equation for the reaction. The reaction is exothermic. It produces heat. The blue pipes contain water that is used to cool the acid stream in the tower. production process is monitored and controlled remotely from a control room. Most customers require the 60% or 69% acid. About half the nitric acid is used on site and half transported by tanker.
So, dear students, as you have observed in the video, in this video, they have provided, first of all, about different applications they have discussed of the nitric acid. So, when you attempt this question, you will add these applications in the end, applications or uses, and then their steps, different steps are involved, like handling, conversion, absorption, and the second thing in addition, we have prepared the nitric oxide by the direct reaction of oxygen and nitrogen. But here in this video, they have obtained the nitric oxide by the oxidation of ammonia, means by the reaction of ammonia and oxygen. So there is no need to add it in the notes, but they have shown this is also one of the way to get nitric oxide by the reaction of ammonia with oxygen. Another thing, I have discussed in the preparation before video, that nitrogen dioxide is obtained when nitric oxide is oxidized further. So here, along with the nitrogen dioxide, they have discussed in the video, dinitrogen tetraoxide is also obtained, and there is an equilibrium between nitrogen dioxide and dinitrogen tetraoxide. So this is also one of the step for information for general knowledge. Now they also have shown in this video that the different pressure conditions are applied, like different atmospheric pressure they have used. In the same way, they have used the catalyst, like the mixture of platinum and rhodium in the form of gas they have used. And they also has discussed that that catalyst they can use from 1 to 3 months, and after that, when they are poisoned by due to different condition, and then they are replaced and another catalyst are then used. Then they have shown in the video that the blue pipes are also present, which contain water, and like during the process, it is an exothermic reaction, the formation of nitric acid. So the pipes, they become very hot, so they are cooled by the water from time to time. So you try to add in your notes in your assignment about the applications or about the little bit knowledge from this video, and make your topic more impressive. Now next we will discuss about the formation of ammonia. The formation of ammonia, the process which is used for the formation of ammonia, that is Haber's process. So actually, this Haber process, this was discovered by the two scientists. One is Fritz Haber, and another is Karl Bosch. As I have not written here, but it's mentioned in the video, Karl Bosch and Fritz Haber. So you can add this point in your notes. And then the steps which are involved for the formation of ammonia, there is only a single step in which the nitrogen and the hydrogen which are obtained from the different sources, they will react with each other. Like 1 mole of nitrogen they have used and 3 moles of hydrogen, and iron is used as a catalyst, and 200 to 500 atmosphere pressure we can apply, and the pressure temperature will be from 4 to 500, maybe from 400 to 450, or from 450 to 500. The different values are given in the different sources. So as a result, ammonia is obtained. So this is a reversible reaction, like ammonia can form, and ammonia can decompose into nitrogen and hydrogen again. This is also an exothermic process, and if we want to get the maximum yield of ammonia, so we apply the suitable conditions, like high pressure will be applied for the preparation of maximum yield of ammonia, because as we have discussed in the previous topics, that ammonia, which is a product, here less number of mole is present, we take it equal as volume, which is 2 volume, while the reactant side there are 4 volume. So when we increase pressure, the pressure and the volume has inverse relation, so the reaction go to the forward direction, to the decreasing volume side. So for the getting maximum yield of ammonia, the suitable condition will be high pressure. So, girls, actually, as I have told you, that maximum yield of ammonia. So, to make our economy, this is best from economic point of view. Like, if we get more yield of ammonia, it will make our economy more. So, for observing the preparation of ammonia and its different industrial applications, like here, one of the application which I have written above, that is ammonia is used as a raw material for the manufacture of different fertilizers. So, in the same way, a number of different applications are given in the video when you will observe the video. And another informations which will be discussed in the video, we will discuss in the end in the form of summary. So, watch the video.
You have likely produced ammonia in the laboratory from the thermal decomposition of ammonium chloride or from the reaction of ammonium and hydroxide ions. Have you ever wondered how ammonia is produced on an industrial scale? In this lesson, we will learn about the Haber process to produce ammonia, developed during World War I by Fritz Haber and Karl Bosch. For their efforts and contributions to developing large-scale industrial processes, they were awarded with Nobel Prizes in chemistry. The Haber process is the industrial process for the manufacture of ammonia from hydrogen and nitrogen. Hydrogen is obtained from the reaction of methane and steam, producing carbon monoxide as a byproduct. The hydrogen produced from this reaction also reacts with oxygen from air, producing water and leaving nitrogen behind. Recall that air is 77% nitrogen. These gases are then compressed and delivered to the reactor, where ammonia is produced. These gases are then cooled down and ammonia is liquefied, ready to be tapped off. Unused hydrogen and nitrogen are recycled back to the reactor. Let's revisit this reaction again. Note that this is a reversible reaction and that the forward reaction is exothermic. The Haber process uses Le Chatelier's principle to maximize ammonia production while keeping operating and production costs in mind. Le Chatelier's principle tells us that increasing pressure will favor the side with fewer moles. For our case, the production of ammonia. It would make sense to conduct the reaction at a very high pressure, but we must also remember that it is expensive to build and operate a plant that can withstand such high pressures. Therefore, a compromise pressure of 200 atmospheres is used. Let's keep Le Chatelier's principle in mind. What do you think is the best temperature conditions to maximize ammonia production? Please pause the video to think about this and resume once you are ready. Since the forward reaction is exothermic, it would make sense to conduct this reaction at a low temperature. The compromise temperature is 400 to 450 degrees Celsius, which is not exactly low, but not too high. If a low temperature were used, the rate of reaction would be very slow, though the exothermic reaction would be favored. It would actually take a long time for equilibrium to be reached, so a compromise temperature of 400 to 450 degrees Celsius ensures that the reaction proceeds with sufficient yield. The yield of this process is 10 to 20%. Remember from the introduction that unused gases are recycled, so no reactants are wasted. As well, an iron catalyst is used in this process. The presence of the catalyst does not affect the position of equilibrium, but increases the rate at which equilibrium is reached. In conclusion, the Haber process is the industrial process to produce ammonia from hydrogen and nitrogen. It is conducted at 400 to 450 degrees Celsius and at 200 atmospheres in the presence of an iron catalyst. These are compromised conditions in order to maximize ammonia production and economic profit.
So, dear students, as you have observed in the video, the preparation of ammonia, by Haber process, which is an industrial process. But before industrial process, they also have discussed a little bit the laboratory preparation by which they have obtained the ammonia from ammonium chloride. But in industrial process, which was discovered by the two scientists, different dates are given of the discovery. These two scientists, for the different industrial products preparation, they have got Nobel prizes. And the different reactions are used during this process, like the hydrogen gas they have discussed. It was obtained by the reaction of methane and steam, so you can mention in your notes. In the same way, the oxygen they have obtained from the air, removed from the air, leaving behind the nitrogen, so that nitrogen is used from the air. In the same way, as I have discussed in the lecture before video, that high pressure is required for getting the maximum yield of ammonia, because according to Lee-Chatterton principle, the reaction will go to the forward direction at high pressure with to the fewer mole sides or lower volume side. But as they have discussed that to keep the pressure high or to maintain a high pressure condition, it's very expensive to build a high pressure. So they only used a pressure of 200 atmosphere here in this condition. As I have mentioned in the reaction that it is 2 to 5. So here they have discussed due to expensive to build the high pressure, they have used 200 atmosphere only. Now the best temperature condition to get the maximum yield of ammonia, it will be low temperature, because the process is exothermic. And as I have discussed in the previous lecture, that when the reaction will be exothermic, and when you increase the temperature, the reaction will go to the reverse side. And here we need to go to the forward direction to get maximum yield of ammonia. So for this, they will keep the temperature low. So here 400 to 450, although it's not very low, but it's not very high. It's a optimum temperature which is used for the preparation of ammonia. Another thing which they have discussed here, the yield of ammonia, which is about 10 to 20%, which they have obtained. But the catalyst which is used in this process, that is iron catalyst. And they have discussed that the iron catalyst, it do not disturb the position of equilibrium or the value of equilibrium constant, but actually it only speed up the reaction. Like when the catalyst is used, we get the maximum yield of ammonia in less time. Another thing, the different gases which are used, they are also recycled during the process, and they are used again and again, so there is no wastage of gases. So hope you will understand about the Haber's process. Now the next we will discuss about the sulphuric acid, the third chemical which is obtained industrially by the contact process. So like the previous one, nitric acid, the first one which I have discussed, the formation of nitric acid, and the name of that process was Berkeley and Ide process. So Berkeley and Ide, these were also two scientists. In the same way, the Haber's process, it was also prepared by the two scientists Fritz and Bosch. Now the contact process, the name is given to the formation of sulfuric acid. The process name is contact process. Actually, contact word is used here due to the reason the gases which are obtained during the reaction, or which are used during the formation of sulfuric acid, they are in contact with the catalyst. The catalyst which we'll use here, that is vanadium pentaoxide, during the formation of the conversion of sulfur dioxide into sulfur trioxide in the second step. So as these gases are in contact with the catalyst, so the process name is given the contact process, while the other two process names are given on the basis of names of scientists. So as I have written here, the application, so sulfuric acid, it play an important role in the manufacture of most of the chemicals, and it is used in most of the chemical reaction, and it is considered as the king of chemicals. And the steps which are involved in the formation of sulfuric acid, here are discussed. Like number one is the formation of sulfur dioxide. So in first step, the oxygen react with the sulfur, and they result in the formation of sulfur dioxide gas. This is also a reversible reaction. Now step number two is the formation of sulfur trioxide, in which the sulfur dioxide is further oxidized by reacting it with oxygen. in the presence of catalyst vanadium pentoxide to form sulfur trioxide. This is an exothermic reaction, and the different pressure and temperature conditions are mentioned here above and below the double-headed arrows, half-headed arrows. The next is the formation of oleum. H2S2O7 is the formula of oleum. And oleum is the name is given because it is a thick viscous liquid which is also formed during the formation of sulfuric acid. So in the step number 3, the chemical reaction which is given, the sulfur trioxide, it will react with the sulfuric acid present in the reaction mixture, and it result in the formation of oleum. Oleum is also called pyrosulfuric acid. Now step number 4 is formation of sulfuric acid. So in the fourth step now, this oleum, it is treated with water. The water comes from the upward in the form of shower or in the form of mist, as you will observe inshallah in the video now. It results in the formation of sulfuric acid. The sulfuric acid which is obtained, it is quite pure and very concentrated. Girls, pyrosulfuric acid is also called concentrated sulfuric acid because it is obtained by the reaction of sulfur trioxide and sulfuric acid which is present in the reaction mixture. That sulfuric acid is present in the reaction mixture. Now, what are the catalysts which are used in the contact process? That is vanadium pentoxide. And keep in your mind, mostly in the senior classes or in the ETA test, such a type of questions will appear. They ask about the catalyst and the temperature or pressure conditions. So now next we will observe the video, and after video we will discuss the different steps or applications in the form of summary.
Sulphuric acid is a very valuable chemical. It is used in the manufacture of detergents, dyes, fabrics, fertilizers, paints, and plastics, and in many other products. But how is sulphuric acid made? Sulphuric acid is made in a three-stage process called the contact process. In stage 1, sulphur is obtained in its elemental form, a solid, it is melted, and is then combusted in oxygen. What do you think is formed at this stage? Could you write a chemical equation for this? Pause, think, and continue when you're ready. The product formed at this stage is sulfur dioxide, and the chemical equation for this is shown. Did you get it right? In stage 2, the sulfur dioxide is converted into sulfur trioxide. The reaction is in equilibrium, which means that as the product is formed, the reverse reaction can also occur, and it can break down into its reactants. What can be done to this process to speed it up and to force the equilibrium into forming more sulfur trioxide? Pause the video and continue when ready. This reaction can be sped up to form sulfur trioxide by adding a catalyst, vanadium oxide. This is an exothermic reaction, which means it gives out heat. Usually, this means that the formation of sulfur dioxide, the backward reaction, would be favoured at higher temperatures. However, the catalyst needs a temperature over 400 degrees centigrade for it to work, so the idea is a trade-off. The reaction actually takes place at 450 degrees centigrade. You need the gases to reach equilibrium within the very short time that they are in contact with the catalyst in the reactor. So having an increased temperature ensures a high rate of reaction, meaning you establish the forward reaction quickly. Finally, in stage 3, sulfur trioxide is converted into a very concentrated sulfuric acid, and the equation is shown now. This liquid is also known as oleum. It is very viscous and releases acidic fumes. It is very important at this stage to add water carefully, usually as a mist to sulfur trioxide. This is because the reaction is very exothermic, so mixing it with pure water would release a mist of sulfuric acid that would escape into the air. 99.5% pure sulfuric acid is then collected and is shipped off to where it is needed next. There are some acidic waste gases from stage 3 which can escape and cause local acid rain. Here's a challenge for you. What can you fit the chimney with to stop these gases from being released into the atmosphere? The correct answer is that the chimney is usually fitted with acidic scrubbers. These are bases like sodium carbonate. On contact, they neutralise the fumes, forming salt and water. Other ways to minimise the release of any sulphur oxides is by recycling gases between stages 2 and 3. In summary, the contact process converts sulphur to sulphur dioxide by combusting sulphur in air. The sulphur dioxide produced is heated to 450 degrees centigrade over a vanadium oxide catalyst. This produces sulphur trioxide. The sulphur trioxide is treated with a fine mist of water and 99.5% sulphuric acid is collected. The acidic fumes produced are treated with acidic scrubbers to prevent local acid rain.
Now, dear students, as you have observed in this video, that the formation of sulfur trioxide from the sulfur dioxide by oxidation of oxygen, it is an exothermic process, and the sulfur which is used in the initial first step, that is obtained from the combustion process, and now to force the equilibrium to move toward the forward direction, here the proper temperature conditions are applied, like 450 degrees C temperature is used. A catalyst is used to speed up the process to form more and more sulfur trioxide like vanadium pentoxide. And by the reaction of sulfur trioxide with sulphuric acid, which is present in the reaction mixture, a viscous liquid is obtained like oleum H2S2O7, which is also called pyrosulphuric acid. It is very concentrated liquid and it releases fumes in the atmosphere. Then when it is treated with water, this oleum is when treated with water, it results in the formation of sulphuric acid. But actually, as these fumes are released into the atmosphere, they causes acid rain. In the same way, during the process, different gases are formed which may be released into the atmosphere. So how these can be overcome, like their evolution or the pollution caused by them can be minimized. Like a chimney is used for this purpose in the industry, in that instrument, and that chimney contain acid scrubbers which contain the basic compound like sodium carbonate, which neutralize that acidic substances, the fumes of that acidic substances, and it forms salt in water, due to which the adverse effect is decreased. In the same way, the different gases which are formed, which may be released into the atmosphere, they are recycled during the process between the step 2 and 3, due to which they are consumed and they do not go to the atmosphere to cause pollution. So, dear students, here you listen one thing in addition. When you write your notes, you draw the diagram like as shown in this contact process, and add in the different parts of the instrument and or diagram or sketch the different reactions. Show mention in the different reactions in the each part of the instrument. Like in case of Haber's process, they have shown in the form of animated videos the reaction of nitrogen and oxygen, or the reaction of ammonia with oxygen. You can mention it. And as in the start in this video, they have discussed the different applications of sulphuric acid. You can end along with the preparation of each chemical. In the end, you will mention about the different applications. So if you have any sort of question, you will ask, inshallah, and then we will discuss it in detail. Now about the homework question which is provided to you, that is discuss the Birkeland-Eyde. There is a mistake, Y is not given in the end, but BIRKE it is given in some of the books, like Birkeland-Eyde process, and it is EYDE. Now next mention about the second process, Haber's process, and the next is contact process. So the first process is for the preparation of the nitric acid, you can mention along with it. The second process is for the preparation of ammonia, you can mention along with it. And in the third process for the formation of contact process, you mention it is for the formation of sulphuric acid. So attempt these questions as I have discussed previously in such a way that first mention about the history, the process name, about the different chemical reactions, different steps, the diagrams, and in the end you will mention the applications. So write these questions as well as learn your homework. In this time I have sent to you the two lectures. This one is general one and the other one is after this is about the uh, importance of equilibrium constant as well as the units of equilibrium constant, different type of numericals. So you try to complete your all work in these holidays, Eid holidays. So inshallah after Eid we will start our next chapter, acid bases and salts. So thank you and Allah Hafiz.